What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be going over probably one of my favorite decks of BT-22 and in just general. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So I wanted to start this video off a little bit differently than I normally do, and you guys get to see the deck breakdown immediately from the start. I think it's a great way of kind of understanding what we're going to be seeing and what we'll be doing with the lists. So at first, let's take a look at what we're playing. We are playing for Sunmon. Sunmon's greatest strength is being when an effect places a source down, you get to Digivolve for reduced costs. So basically your combo starters are Luna and Corona. They're both going to de-Digivolve you and gain you memory for these ones, but this Luna is the new one that basically says for its being able to de-Digivolve into by placing a Nightclaw or Light Fang from the top stack, you as a bottom Digi-Evolution card draw a card. So depending on how you want to go about it, this is a value tool. At the end of the day though, each one serves their own different roles. So Luna will serve the role of start a main, bouncing one of your Digimon, and you gain, 2 memory, hopefully extending your combo plays, which in this format, might not seem as valuable, but she is a 4 of in the list because the ability to gain memory for de-Digi-Evolution means our combos, which will be part of the video at the end, will see some great points. Now, Corona is if you have a Tamer with Light Fang or Nightclaw, gain a memory. So if we do get our Tamers to proc, this will be another great asset. But this new Luna is basically on play, revealing the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Nightclaw and 1 card with Light Fang, or Galaxy, trade among them, return the rest of the bottom deck. So basically you get to do what the champions are doing at a rookie level, which is pretty good. We want to be able to dig our deck. And then we are playing 3 Wisteria Memory Boost. This thing is just there to help us dig, and it leads into some good intro combos, which we'll talk about in the video. Sayo is basically in here for that gain the memory. It's a brand new card that if your opponent has a Digimon, basically gain a memory, so it'll be extending. But Sayo also lets when one of your Digimon with 2 or more of the same card attacks in their stack, by suspending this Tamer, you can Digivolve into one of your Nightclaw or Light Fang or Galaxy or CS trait from your trash with its Digi-Evolution cost reduced by 2. So can lead to being some crazy shenanigans and combos with the Sayo, but most of the time I don't highly rely on it because I can do so much beforehand. It's not even funny. So, but we also do have this Ko and Sayo Tamer, which is basically your mem setter of the deck at 3. I think personally, I'm fine with 3. Some people might be at 4 because they want to see it all the time. But after the first one and the new Lycus combination, there's not much else you need it for to be able to play it. It's great if you get it in security or something like that, but I think just being able to, by suspending the Tamer, you get to de-Digivolve, which procs your Sunmon skill and stuff like that, and it procs this Sayo and Ko's, when a card de-Digi-Evolutions, but it also lets you do some crazy shenanigans, which I can talk about, but, this being able to then allow you to Digivolve any of your other Digimon. This is where the combination of people are saying it's broken, is because you can de-Digivolve, let's say your champion, and then make your ultimate Digivolve into the Mega for free. So it's understandable completely. Sayo and Ko basically is letting us spit out our Diana or Apollo from sources and jog us into Grace Nova on our opponent's turn. It's not as consistent because, let's be honest, if we've already killed their board, doing the Grace Nova play is not always needed. I think at the end of the day, we have great Tamers, and if this disappeared out of the deck, we just go to Sayo we go probably this to 4, or we go to 3 for this. It's not that big of a deal if we lose this. At the end of the day though, The new combinations are like Lycusmon, so when Digivolving, if this Digimon stack has 2 or more of the same level, Digimon place 1 Tamer with Nightclaw or Lightfang and its traits from your hand without paying its cost, and this effect cannot play cards with the same name as any of your Tamers. So basically you get 3 shots, you get to play a Ko and Sayo, Sayo and Ko, and Sayo. As long as they're not on the board, you can do that with the Lycus. I think 3 is fine because we have ways of, if we get Sayo out and we kind of do some rookie shenanigans, we can lead into swinging in, getting on the Lycus to play a Ko and Sayo, which can lead to being some other combo plays. And then you have Go Gamamon being able to both players draw a card and then from their deck. Then if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, or the Digimon has 3 or more Digi-Evolution cards, gain a memory. Just really solid here. We have Cressamon and Flaremon, both serving different roles. They're both going to Digivolve for 1 cost, which, great. But they're not going to stay on that board long. Well, in that form, they're going to most likely end up going into this Cressamon with a combination of Ko and Sayo. But on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. This is just to remove annoying little threats, and Sarasmon is in here for basically stunning, so very powerful. But the new Sarasmon has jamming, so if you can combo it with Sayo, swinging in, bring it in for a 1 cost, it's not terrible, right? It's a combination of an attack pattern. But when Digivolving, draw a card and then trash 1 card in your hand, then if this Digimon stack has 2 or more of the same level cards, which most likely you will have through your champion turn, this card basically prevents a Tamer or Digimon cannot suspend until the end of the turn. And then both Lycus and Sarasmon gave the value of protection. This deck now has some sort of protection when this Digimon would be deleted by trashing 2 of the same level cards from this Digi-Evolutions. This isn't deleted. So basically we have some sort of on deletion protection, which is really good. Hopefully we get 1 more protection, and then this deck can actually really handle most of the format. We are playing 2 and 2 of Flare and Lycus. Again, we kind of need a very solid amount of, you know, Lightfang, because again, if we are definitely playing heavier on the Nightclaw aspect. So again, our Nightclaw is overpowering our Lightfangs. We do need a little bit more searchability. This is where I'm probably almost wanting tempted to bring down Lycus to 0 and just go full out Flare, just so that we have more targets on the Lightfang side, because if we don't, we're going to have some issues. You know, Nightclaw is such a higher count, and that leads to being that our searches aren't getting a 1-for-1 trade value that we like. So that's just something. Now we are playing 2 of the Apollomon that has when Digivolving Blitz, but your turn, you know, every 2 Digi-Evolution sources, this Digimon, it gets a Security Attack 1. This thing rarely ever not swings for 4 checks, so it's nasty. Then you have Dianamon basically here. The new one has Ice Clad and Blocker, but this thing is a threat on its own. Being able to remove 4 Digi-Evolution sources and then bottom deck anything with 1 or less sources is nasty, and you can combo it in very comfortably. But end of turn, one of your Digimon unsuspends. But it also has an inheritable end of your turn. This one of your Digimon may unsuspend. So yeah, they're both great value. And then you have Dianamon herself being in here as a blocker. This one leads to different combos that I like to do, especially because she can let you do it in the main turn, so that you can use like Sayo to kind of bring her out, strip everything, because most likely you're going to do it, so it prevents any blocker shenanigans. And then, you know, when you strip a source, she unsuspends, which means you get another attack in, which can lead to being like de-digivolve the Diana right back into Apollo, swing in, and then, you know, that leads into dealing some massive amount of damage. Diana's in here to kind of just be that source strip. You could just play 4 of this Diana and just call it a day. Now you do have Apollomon Ace in here, which is our brand new card. It's very powerful. First off, it lets you at the end of your turn get into Grace Nova, which and then lets you attack with Grace Nova, which can lead to being some, if you clear out all the security and you go into, if you have Diana out, you could just hard play the Apollomon Ace and then Jogress right into Grace Nova, which will be able to attack and just get that final hit in. But it has an on play when Digivolving one of your Digimon. You may give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 4,000 DP, and then for every Olympus 12 you have on board. So if you have 2, this might be some great value, but there's also the fact of the matter, it gets to delete a 7,000 DP worth of Digimon. So that's really decent. Just being able to delete a 7,000 DP total worth of their Digimon is very powerful, just being a great removal. But it also has end of a turn for an inheritable. One of your Digimon may attack. So what's really nasty is if you can get both this and then you have the Apollo, you could just, if you pass turn and you can clear out, you get an unsuspend, swing in, deal damage, and it's really nasty, and a lot of players don't always have the resources to deal with it. Now we do have Grace Nova, and that's just being when Digivolving, when attacking, if DNA'd. DNA Digivolving, trash up to 8 sources of Digievolutions from your opponent's Digimon, and then one of your Digimon, delete one of their Digimon with less than or fewer Digievolution, with as many or fewer Digievolution cards, and then all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area for any reason except for Digievolution, you remove 2 sources and boom, you're really solid. But all in all, I really am excited. So let's talk about some of the combos you can do.